The laughter began as static, a ripple of distorted sound that spread across every known frequency in the galaxy, a transmission so strong it hijacked even Earth's deep space probes. Within seconds, every human colony, every listening post, every orbital station tuned in, unable to turn it off. On the screen appeared the Loran Dominion's Grand Council, their silver-skinned faces twisted into sneers. Behind them floated holographic images, distorted clips of human wars, riots, burning cities from centuries past. The aliens played them like entertainment. "Behold the children of carbon," one Loran minister jeered. "They call themselves humans. They still fight over dirt while others harvest stars. They build rockets from scrap and call it progress." The council laughed. The galaxy laughed with them. Then came the final insult, a declaration in every known language. Earth is open for reclamation. Any world seeking slaves, metals, or territory, claim it freely. They cannot resist. Their sun belongs to us. The broadcast ended with a simple image, a burning Earth shrouded in static. On the planet below, billions watched in silence. Politicians shouted, militaries scrambled. Some cried, some raged. But in the outer system, far beyond the eyes of the public, a single woman listened quietly. Admiral Leon Cortez stood within Titan command beneath layers of methane ice. She didn't flinch at the alien mockery. She simply whispered, "So they've found us." Her crew exchanged uneasy glances. For 20 years they had lived in silence, guarding a secret humanity pretended didn't exist. Project Behemoth, a weapon so vast it had no equal, born from the ruins of Earth's wars, built in the shadows of Titan's frozen seas. It was humanity's last insurance policy, and its greatest gamble. When the Loran fleet appeared beyond Neptune, Earth's defenses activated. Patrol fleets launched from Mars, orbital cannons on Luna powered up. But the Lorans came not as explorers, they came as gods descending upon ants. Their ships were massive, gilded with living metal, shields humming with starlight. Within hours, the first human fleet was gone. Neptune's orbit became a graveyard of broken hulls and frozen bodies. The aliens didn't even bother destroying them. They simply ignored them, as one might step over scattered toys. The Loran commander opened a final transmission to Earth. "You call yourselves a species. You are an echo, a failed experiment of evolution. Kneel or vanish." The message echoed in Titan command. Cortez didn't answer immediately. She turned toward the viewing window, toward the endless black sea outside. Beneath the waves, lights began to stir. A low rumble vibrated through the ice. "Admiral," said her XO, voice trembling, "are we really doing this?" She placed a hand on the console and stared at the rising glow below. "They wanted a demonstration," she said softly. "Let's show them what Earth builds when it's cornered." The oceans of Titan shattered, and beneath the ice, the Behemoth-class warship Soul's Wrath rose into the stars. The galaxy's laughter died. The moment Soul's Wrath breached Titan's surface, every sensor in the solar system screamed. Power signatures spiked off every chart. Civilian ships turned to watch in awe. A mountain of black alloy rising through methane fog, framed by the pale shimmer of Saturn's rings. The Loran fleet paused mid-advance. To them, the craft looked like a derelict moon suddenly awakening, too large to be a ship, too strange to be natural. Its hull bore no markings, no color, just obsidian armor that drank in starlight. In the bridge of Soul's Wrath, Admiral Leon Cortez stood before the command dais. Around her, the crew, a coalition of humanity's best, stared at the displays in silence. The ship's AI, Gaia, flickered into form beside her, a calm hologram of shifting light, her voice smooth and level.
Primary reactors online. Shield harmonics stable. Armaments at 103% efficiency. Cortez exhaled slowly. Then let's begin. She opened a comm channel, direct, unencrypted. The Lorens answered immediately, their faces smirking on the holo feed. "Human," the alien commander said, his voice dripping with disdain. "Do you think one ship can challenge the Dominion?" Cortez's tone was quiet, measured. "No. I think one ship can bury you." The alien laughed, a chittering sound like breaking glass. "Then die proving it." A storm of plasma erupted from the Loren formation, enough firepower to melt continents. The first wave struck Sol's Wrath broadside. For a moment, the ship vanished in a blinding flare of light. When the glare faded, the behemoth still stood. The energy rippled harmlessly across its armor, absorbed by a gravitonic shell powered by Titan's core itself. "Minimal impact," Gaia reported. "They don't understand the hull composition." Cortez allowed herself the smallest smile. "Good." She ordered, "Target the flagship. Fire when ready." The forward cannons aligned, colossal plasma lances extending like the spears of gods. The air inside the bridge hummed with charge. Outside, the ship's ventral thrusters glowed white-hot as capacitors loaded. "Weapon charge complete," Gaia said softly. "Admiral?" Cortez leaned forward, eyes glinting. "Tell them this. We are Earth, and this," she gestured toward the massive ship trembling with reactor heat, "is our answer." The behemoth turned, cannons recharging. The war for Sol had just begun.
The Lorens regrouped fast. Within hours of their flagship's destruction, reinforcements poured through the worm gate beyond Neptune, sleek, gold-plated warships that shimmered like daggers under the sun. 30 vessels, each the size of a continent, armed with weapons that could shatter moons. For any other species, it would have been hopeless. But humanity had built Sol's Wrath for this very moment. Inside the behemoth's bridge, the crew watched the incoming armada appear one by one on holoscreens. The air vibrated with reactor hum and adrenaline. Admiral Cortez stood still, hands clasped behind her back, her reflection sharp against the glass, as Saturn's rings glimmered below. "Admiral," Gaia reported, her holographic form flickering with data streams. "Multiple Loren fleets inbound. They've locked the system in a siege formation." "How long before they open fire?" 30 seconds. They're transmitting surrender terms." Cortez raised an eyebrow. "Play them?" The Loren commander's voice filled the bridge, cold and triumphant. "Human, your defiance amuses us. Your creation, this metal corpse, is impressive but futile. Kneel, and we may let your planet burn swiftly." No one on the bridge moved. Then Cortez spoke, calm as gravity. "Gaia, activate the Umbra field. Let's show them how the weak survive." The lights dimmed. A deep vibration rolled through the behemoth's hull. The ship's outer plating shifted, forming interlocking layers of dark matter shields. Energy flared like veins of lightning across the armor, Sol's Wrath transforming from metal to myth. Then came the storm. Hundreds of plasma rounds slammed into the ship, detonating with stellar force. The behemoth didn't dodge, it endured. The hull absorbed the energy, redirecting it through the ship's lattice conduits. The void burned white with heat, and when it cleared, Sol's Wrath was gone. The Lorens hesitated. Sensors screamed in confusion. The human warship had vanished. Then, behind their formation, space folded open. Sol's Wrath reappeared in a burst of gravitational distortion, its cannons already primed. 8 beams of condensed plasma tore through 3 enemy ships before they could react. Another shot bent a cruiser's gravity field inward, crushing it into a sphere the size of a house. The humans on Mars cheered, Earth's skies lit with signal bursts of joy and disbelief. The first war humanity had ever fought as one species, and they were winning. Inside the behemoth, Cortez gripped the railing. Her eyes reflected the fires outside. For every city they mocked, for every voice they silenced. Gaia's voice followed, serene as prayer. "Admiral, dark matter cannon is charged." Then fire. The shot split the dark, a ripple of light so vast it bent the stars around it. When it struck, 20 Lauren warships disintegrated in perfect silence. The last few tried to flee, but humanity's wrath followed, unrelenting, precise, unstoppable. By the time the echoes faded, Saturn's orbit was littered with drifting debris, a graveyard of gold and fire. And for the first time in galactic memory, the mighty Lauren Dominion fell silent.
The battle was over. The solar system was quiet, eerily, impossibly quiet. The wreckage of the Lauren fleet drifted like golden ash through the void, their colossal warships now silent tombs orbiting Saturn's pale light. Radiation storms faded. The echoes of plasma fire died against the rings. Humanity had won. Across Earth's cities, people poured into the streets, weeping and cheering at the same time. Children watched the holofeeds of Sol's Wrath, a ship so massive that even the sun seemed to bend around it, drifting victoriously in orbit. No one truly understood what they were looking at, only that it was theirs. Humanity had built it. Humanity had survived. In the behemoth's command deck, Admiral Leon Cortez stood at the viewport, hands clasped behind her back. Her reflection was framed by the endless wreckage, a sea of drifting light. Behind her, Gaia's holographic form pulsed gently, her tones soft, almost human. Incoming transmissions from the galactic network. Dozens of species are asking for negotiation, peace treaties, or silence. Cortez didn't smile. They're afraid. Yes, they should be. For a long time, neither spoke. The ship's hull groaned softly as its systems cooled, the titanic cannons folding back into their armored housing. 1,000 crew members worked in quiet awe. They knew they had witnessed something no generation ever would again, the day Earth stopped being prey. "Transmit the coordinates of all survivors," Cortez ordered. "Rescue who we can, even the Laurens." Gaia hesitated. "Admiral, after what they did..." Cortez turned. "Mercy, Gaia. That's what makes us human." The AI paused, then nodded. Understood. Hours later, Earth's leaders convened with Cortez over a secure line. They wanted parades, declarations, demands for surrender from the galactic powers. But Cortez refused. "We built this ship to defend, not dominate. If we turn it into a weapon of fear, we become what they thought we were, monsters." She looked out at Saturn one last time, the orange haze of Titan glowing faintly beneath. Humanity doesn't need an empire. It needs a future. That night, without fanfare, Sol's Wrath departed. The behemoth engaged its engines and slipped into deep space, leaving only a ripple in the void. No one knew where Cortez was headed. Some said she took the ship beyond the galactic rim. Others believed she merged with Gaia, becoming the ship itself. Centuries passed. Civilizations rose and fell. But in every alien archive, one story remained, a warning whispered to children and warlords alike. Do not attack the blue planet. They built something once, something that silenced an empire.
and sometimes explorers in the outer systems reported seeing it, a shadow vast as a continent gliding through the dark. A single name burned faintly on its ancient hall. Soul's wrath, we were weak once.